Hey there, Beachbody champions. So excited to be here with you guys. It's been a while since I've had the opportunity to jump on here and chat with all of you, and so I'm excited about the opportunity to be here. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll have to do this a little bit more often. I really enjoy the chance to come on here and chat with all of you. So I hope that you guys are doing well. I know you're probably all gearing up for a great Labor Day weekend. Hopefully you're staying safe out there, and I hope everyone will do well. So I know we're gonna have a lot of people tuning in live, and then probably even more watching this recorded. So I'll just kind of just jump right into it. Um, I wanted to get on here and talk to all of you, but especially to the new coaches. Now I don't know if you guys know this, but in the last months, we've had tens of thousands of new coaches join us. In fact, we've had over 200,000 join in the last 5 months alone, and so there's a lot of new blood. And that's one of the things. My job, my Beachbody title, is I'm the vice president of field development and strategy, which means I'm kind of over the training and the onboarding and the kind of aligning all those pieces and making sure that we're providing you guys with the tools and things that we can to support you, and as you yourself were working and as you're building a team. And one of the things that I've been thinking a lot about is just the new coach. And I'm hoping that a lot of you watching or that will be watching are new coaches, because a lot of what I'm going to say, in fact, everything I'm going to say today really is geared to you. And I hope this is helpful. And it was interesting as I was going through this, and I've spent the last couple days preparing for this, thinking about what I wanted to do. And I actually created this really, well-designed, pretty PowerPoint. and I was going to do this PowerPoint today, and then this morning during my run, during my workout, and then my run afterwards, I was thinking about it, and it just didn't feel right. It wasn't sitting right with me. Have you guys ever had that happen when you kind of get something ready and then you go to do it, and you're like, this isn't what it's supposed to be? And I kept thinking, well, what is it? What is it? And the thought I kept having was that I just need to just talk to you, and just person to person, human to human, and just talk to you about you new coaches, about kind of what's going on, what you're doing, and what it was. And I was like, well, that's a really scary thing to do. And then the thought occurred to me, well, my wife, Katie, would love to coach. Now, as a Beachbody employee, she's not allowed to be a coach, right? And that's one of the, I guess, sacrifices that we make, because my wife would love to coach, and I think she would be a great coach. She has done Beachbody programs since before I worked for Beachbody. She still does them every single day. She is definitely proof that the products work. She takes care of herself, and she is a huge advocate, and she would be a great coach. And so I thought to myself, well, if Katie had just signed up as a new coach, just like you, what would I say to her? How would I phrase it to her? What would I tell her were the most important things? And so that's what I want to do today. I hope it works. I hope it's not lame. If it is, I guess I can just delete the video later, and only you people that jumped on live will see it. But I want to call this my Hey Katie training, because that's my wife's name is Katie. So we'll just kind of jump into it, right? Obviously, I think at this point, hopefully, if you're a new coach, you've seen your new coach welcome email, and you've watched the new coach welcome videos. If you haven't, go into the coach office, go to training, and then there's a getting started section. There's 5 videos in there that we want you to watch if you haven't done that yet for you new coaches. And any of you existing coaches that need a refresher course, that's a good place to do it. But it'll help you set up your business, get your website set up, get your direct deposit set up, kind of get things going a little bit here. And so I would make sure that Katie did that. But then I would say, hey, Katie, as you're getting started here as a new coach, there's some things that you need to embrace, right? And I'm serious about these things for you new coaches that are listening in. The first thing in my years of doing this and being around this is you really have to embrace the fact that let me define what I mean by the word embrace, right? The other day, and I don't know, I think we're all in the same situation, but the other day there was a good friend of mine that I hadn't seen in a little while, that actually family friend, and was over for dinner at my parents' house. And when I saw him, I came up and we just kind of it was awkward. You know, you're not quite sure what to do right now in COVID. Like, do you fist bump, hand? Like, I don't know. And it just felt weird. We ended up actually just giving each other like a hug. And it felt really good. It felt really good to hug somebody. But there was that moment of hesitation, like, do you do it or not? And you did it, and it hugged. And so when I say the word embrace here, I kind of think that, like, as you're a brand new coach, you know, if I'm talking to my wife Katie, if I'm brand new coach Katie, this is going to be one of those things that you might not feel comfortable. You're not sure what to do with it, but you've just got to embrace these things. You've got to just hug these things. You've got to just bring these things in close to your heart, and you've just got to embrace them because it'll help you get your mind right. And the first one is you've got to embrace the fact that what you do, it does matter. Okay, this isn't just out there selling random products. It's not doing that kind. That's not what this business is. This what we do, what you do as a coach, it really has significant impact on people's lives. It's not, and there's nothing wrong with, I don't know, press on nails or all the other things like that. I'm not belittling those things, but this one really, people, when you work with people, you work with them in such a way on things that really impacts their lives, their family, their well-being, their sense of self, their quality of life. So what you do matters. Each individual you touch matters. And so you have to embrace that. I know you can be a little uneasy about that sometimes, Katie. If I were talking to her, you don't maybe feel quite adequate to do that. That you might feel a little uneasy about what it might look like or what it might feel like. You might feel unsure right now that even applies to you. But regardless of all those feelings, you've got to embrace that what you do matters. The next thing is you've got to embrace that there's going to be a learning curve. No one walks in as a brand new coach and has it all figured out. You're going to walk in, you're going to feel overwhelmed, you're going to wonder, what's this, what's that? I don't understand. It feels like people are talking a different language. I don't understand all these terms. I've never been as purposeful or active on social media as they're asking me to be. How can I possibly post that often? How am I going to be doing this stuff? Do I really want to show, my workout moves? I'm embarrassed because I'm not doing them right. All these things are going to come. There's going to be a learning curve to all of this. The to-do list, the training, the things that your coach is going to give you, Katie, to help you get better. It's going to feel overwhelming because it's new. Anything you do for the first little while, it's gonna be a learning curve. So don't let that chase you away. Don't let that be the thing that makes you go, well, this isn't for me, just because you didn't get it right away. Nobody does. There's going to be a learning curve. So set your mindset accordingly. Set your mindset to understand that little by little, I'm going to be attacking this step by step, doing the little things, starting to share my story, starting to make sure that I'm doing these small things, starting these little conversations, starting to be able to add value, do things on social media. All these little things matter. They give you that experience. This is not, that's the only way really to gain it, is to do it. You learn to coach by coaching. And down the road, it will be easier. That future state that you can see yourself in when you see your coaches and see other people get on here and talk about it, and it seems so easy for them, you'll get there. You're going to get there. But they got there the same way that you're going to get there, which is just by doing it and by showing up and just by being a part of it. So don't let that be the thing that makes you kind of wonder if this is cut out for you, because it is, okay? The next thing is you just got to embrace the fact that there's going to be obstacles and there's going to be resistance. It's not always going to be easy. And the resistance a lot of time from other people is a natural part of this, misunderstandings, things like that. And also a lot of it's going to be your own internal resistance, the changes that you're going to have to make, the greater discipline that you might have to have, the things that you're going to have to be able to, the resistance that you're going to feel within yourself as you're starting to learn these new things, the resistance to change, the resistance to maybe having to make some small sacrifices. There's going to be obstacles and resistance. So if you have that happen, if you feel that come, that's okay. Don't let that make you think that maybe you're doing something wrong. Don't let that make you second guess whether you can actually do this, because you can. It's just kind of part of the path that you walk down. Think about it like resistance training, right? The strain is what creates the strength. The strain creates the strength. That strength that you want, that experience, that ability, that all of those things that you want, those are earned through the strain, through going through these pieces. And so don't fight that. And last, I want you to know, Katie, if I were talking to my wife, for those of you just turning in, we're doing a thing like that, I would tell her something that I tell a lot of coaches, which is a key thing for a new coach to kind of embrace, is business owner compensation and understanding how that works. A lot of times we come into I'll see coaches come into coaching, and they're used to thinking in a compensation mindset from what they're used to, which is what I call employee compensation, which is where we really trade time for money. Right? So there's hourly wages, even a salary, 40, 50-hour work week. Here's a certain amount you get paid. If you're really good at it, then you get paid more, right? But it's very time-based, okay? You trade time for money in that model, but business owner compensation is totally different. There is no guarantees from your time, okay? But that's also the good news, is because there's also no limits on it, all right? So business owner compensation is a value-based compensation model. So your compensation is largely a reflection of the efforts that you've given to help create value for people. Create value for people, that premise is the underlying supporting structure for employee compensation. The more value I create for the more people, the greater my compensation. So you have to kind of embrace that it's a little bit different. So maybe up front, you're going to feel like I'm putting in a lot of time and effort as I'm going through these learning curves and kind of figuring all this stuff out and navigating through all of these pieces. And boy, it doesn't feel like it's worth it right now because I'm doing all this stuff and it's not paying off. But every time that you're sharing a story or having a conversation with people or adding value on your social media, every time you're doing these things, you're creating value, and that value compounds on itself, especially when you do it consistently. And as you compound that value and as you bring more people to participate in that value, the little recipes that you're sharing, the tips that you're giving, right, the great group that you just ran and helped 2 people have a great experience and they told people about that, those things compound over time to the point where now you build yourself a great organization. And as a business owner, you're compensated from all of that value. So you've got to embrace those things. What you do matters, that there is going to be a learning curve, that there is going to be obstacles and resistance, and that's okay, and how business owner compensation works. Now, if I were talking to Katie at this point in the conversation, for all of you new coaches out there, she would look at me and go, okay, I got all that, Kim. And I know you sometimes like to kind of live in the high level, principle level of things, and I do, because I believe that helps people like make the decisions in their specific situations. But then she would ask me, she would say, okay, but now give me some more specifics, because I still don't quite know what to do. And so I would say, okay, hey Katie, let me show you, all right? And I'm gonna actually, let me brought up some things here to make sure I kind of stay on point. So there's, if I were talking to her, there are 5 things, okay? There are 5 things that I really think that, I'm trying to bring this up here real quick so I can follow along and make sure I don't get lost. There are 5 things that I would want Katie to focus on doing. And honestly, for all of you new coaches that are watching here, this is what I would say to you as well from all of my experience. The first one is you've got to take care of yourself. Okay, you've got to be your own best customer. The very best thing that you can do for your business starts with you. You are your business. Okay, and one of the biggest benefits to coaching is it gives you a little extra accountability to making sure that you're taking care of yourself. You've got to make time for yourself, to get your workout in, to get your personal development in. Taking care of yourself is first and foremost. So the first thing is that how do we do that? Okay, so here's what I'm going to ask you as brand new coaches. To take care of yourself, you've got to make sure that you're committed to a fitness and nutrition program, that you've chosen a program, and a fitness and nutrition program, and that you're following that program, that you're being your best customer, your very best challenger, right? So commit to that program. I need you to be actively participating in a group, okay? Now, hopefully, your coach, the one that sponsored you into the business, is running a group that you're a part of, or that you have access to a group, but if not, find one, okay? Find a group to be a part of. Reach upline, go into your coach office. It gives you the contact information of the coaches above you, but be actively participating in the group. Don't be sitting on the sidelines. Be a great customer. Check-ins, doing the things you need to do, okay? Take care of yourself, okay? Let the Beachbody experience get in you. Because I have never met an effective coach who doesn't understand that feeling of being a Beachbody, of what Beachbody can deliver. And you have to let that in you. And I know maybe you're brand new and maybe you just start out directly to coaching and you're just starting your journey as a customer at the same time as you're learning how to coach. And I get all of that. But you cannot replace the invaluable experience of getting those results, of following those programs, of doing that, of taking care of yourself first. And as you do that, that alone will be the most powerful thing that you've got to be able to talk to people about. They'll want what you're experiencing. Okay? And so take care of yourself first. Committing to that fitness and nutrition program, making sure you're actively participating in a group. And then the one additional step, because you're a coach, is you're taking care of yourself, is that you're sharing your journey and your experiences with your network, social media, in real life, that you're sharing that you're kind of talking about it. And that's what will initiate a lot of conversations. That's what will help build the credibility with the existing group of people. And I know if you're a brand new coach, you're looking at this and probably going, well, why would people listen to me? Well, these things are how you build that credibility. Okay, so taking care of you. That's the first one. The second thing is to do the vital behaviors. There are 4 vital behaviors that we spend a lot of time as a company researching and ensuring that these are the consistent things that we see coaches doing on a regular basis that's bringing them success. And this isn't a 4 vital behaviors training. I don't have time to go into all the details around it. I did print out, let me just see real quick here. If you're not familiar with the 4 vital behaviors, if you don't know what they are, I'm going to tell you a couple places to look at them. Hold on real quick. Let me just bring them up here. I just printed them out on my printer so I could show them. So they're right here. Okay. Go look for the sheet. Just search 4 vital behaviors in the coach office, and you'll be able to see them here. But the first one is be proof the products work. So take care of yourself. That's the first vital behavior. You can see a theme here, right? The second one is connect, invite, and follow up. Share that journey. Start those conversations, right? Kind of talk through what those things are with people. Okay. The third one is to help people get results. Okay. Focusing on getting that experience and having them help them getting started. Yes, that's in the inviting part. But then once they're in, running a great group and being a part, giving them access, connecting them with tools to help support them. And then the fourth one is doing personal development. Okay. Now, if you haven't seen it, those are the 4 vital behaviors. We actually have identified the specific, the most leveraged activities that go with each one of these 4 vital behaviors on this tracker sheet. We call it the Success Club System Tracker. Hopefully you've seen this. Hopefully your coach has shown this to you by now. But if not, you'll see it soon. You can also go here on the Champions page in the Units section, and you can download this tracker, and you'll find trainings that go along with each one of these activities in these each one of these 4 vital behavior areas. All right? This is designed to help you do that. You've got to do those 4 vital behaviors. One of the things that I see a lot of new coaches doing, Katie, is they tend to overcomplicate. They feel like the complexity is a requirement for it to be effective, and it's not true. Okay? These simple behaviors, these simple activities done consistently creates the value that I'm talking about that compounds, which will help you grow your compensation. Okay? So use that. Check out those trainings. The third thing is to make sure you're sharing our total solution. Now, I know. Again, if I'm talking to my wife here, Katie, I'd say, Katie, I know sometimes one of the things, it's uneasy when you talk to people. If you feel it's hard, it's intimidating to feel like you're trying to sell something or do things. So let's maybe reframe that just a little bit. The goal isn't to sell something. The goal is to help people. So let's think about it that way. Okay, and I know now down the road what will happen as you've built your network and as you've grown this and added tremendous value and continue to do that, you will have people that will actually be coming to you on a fairly regular basis looking for help getting results with certain things. But for most new coaches, and Katie, probably for you, that's not going to happen too often. So you're going to do a lot of the reaching out, and that can be a little bit tricky. But just know, again, it's part of that learning curve. So don't let yourself get too upset about it. But also understand that when you're talking to people, when you're reaching out, what really you're selling is the results and the experience that people are getting. the products and the pack and the things like that, those are tools to help deliver on those pieces. Those are things that will help deliver those results. And yeah, there's a price attached to those things, but let's think about it a little bit differently, right? If I'm running a great group and I want people to have a great experience in that group and I want the group to be able to yield results for people, that's the main thing I should be talking about with people. And that tends to help steer the conversation, in the right place. People all of a sudden understand the value of what they're buying. And a lot of times what I see with new coaches is the easiest thing to talk about sometimes is BOD. And that's great. I love Beachbody On Demand. It's amazing. The value of BOD is ridiculous. And therefore it makes it a lot easier to be able to sell to somebody, right? Because, hey, they sell the workout programs, help from home, all that kind of stuff. They've got all these things. And sometimes I will see new coaches that will shy away from even talking about the total solution we have, okay? And because it might be a little bit more difficult. But we know our total solution works. Nutrition plus fitness plus support equals results. Nutrition plus fitness plus support equals results. And as a coach, you've got to really embrace that. That's what you're doing. You're living that. That's how you know that formula will produce results. Nutrition, right? Eating better, so feeding your body with Shakeology, right? Getting better control over the other meals that you eat during the day, right? With the support and the nutrition programs that we've got. A fitness program to get your body moving, and then a support, a community, accountability to stick to those things to help develop and maintain those habits, right? We know that works. In a challenge pack, you can see that's the quickest way for us to deliver a total solution to somebody. Fitness, nutrition, Shakeology's there. 2B Mindset, Ultimate Portion Fix is there with the containers and the 2B Mindset tracker at the nutrition part. Fitness, access to Beachbody On Demand for an entire year, right? Support, the group that comes with it on a coach, okay? Sharing that total solution is vital because what people really want then are the results. And so share our total solution. Get comfortable sharing that. Now, if you're a little uncomfortable on how to do that, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. In the coach office, in the training section, there is a getting started tab. Make sure you watch the Shakeology video that's there. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is go to the on teambeachbody.com. If you click on Shakeology, it's going to take you to a page where it talks about Shakeology. Make sure you're familiar with all of the things that are in there, that you can talk about a couple of those things and share your own experience with that. But sharing our total solution, it's not just about Success Club points, and it's not just about these other things that are attached with it that you've heard as a new coach. What it really is it's putting your customer in the best position to get the results that they want, to have the best experience with the nutrition support they need, the fitness program that they need, and a great support with you as their coach. All right, so that's 3. Number 4 is, as a brand new coach, starting to provide value on social media. Now, don't overthink this. You just got to look for simple ways to start help. And look, and Katie, and if I were talking to my wife, I'd say, I know you're probably not used to doing this. I know you're not probably used to doing some of these things, but let's just start some small, simple ways. Sharing, experiences that you've had in your workout or insights, showcasing how you're maybe getting a little bit better on your meal preparations, maybe how you've used these containers, maybe how you're, some healthy recipes that you're finding, some tips, on a workout move that you did that you might help, or maybe getting enough water, little things that you can do to be able to add value to your network, especially on social media, is a key step right now. Okay, looking to be able to do that, looking, using hashtags or other things on Instagram to be able to find other people who have similar interests and starting to build that out. And then they will find that value that you've got. Right? There's a whole training on this, but I would just say the biggest thing right now for you is just make sure that you're just looking for ways to add value on social media, getting in the habit of doing that. Now, to help you do that, okay, what would I do? Well, I would tell you right now, I would go to the Beachbody blog, Beachbody On Demand /blog, and I would look through all the articles and all the things that are there, because it's there, great value adds that you can use, you can share directly, you can get ideas and pull from those blogs and share it on your posts. You can leverage that blog to be able to just to consistently be adding value as you're getting going on your social media, all right? And that would be what I would do. And that's an important part in this value creation process that we talked about. And then the last one would be to understand the basics of our compensation plan. That's what I tell Katie. I'd say you just need to understand the basics of how it works. It's important as a business owner, right? Now, one of the things you need to do is understand how you earn. And understand it is that when I sell challenge packs, right, there's a bonus that comes with that. Understand that when I have customers and they purchase, products, that there's a 25% commission that comes with that, and how that can work for me. That I look at the financial goals that I have for my business. Probably, maybe it's helping to buy some groceries, or maybe it's a car payment to get going here. Maybe it's just to pay for my Shakeology. Whatever your initial goals are, what activity will it take to be able to do that? What activity will it take to be able to do that? And keeping it really, really simple. Now, what would I do, if I were you, to be able to learn that? I would go to the coach office again, go into the training section, and there's a little section that says compensation plan training, where we've created a library of trainings for you to understand our compensation plan. There's the first few are just designed just to explain the plan itself, and then there's some other intricate ones that explain more of the other parts of the compensation plan. But begin to educate yourself on how your business generates income for you, so you can be purposeful in what you're trying to do, and understand the rewards that are available to you financially as you coach. So those are the 5 things that I would make sure I told them to focus on, and the activities to make sure those things are happening. Okay, and I know that seems, if our tech and Katie, I know that can seem like, okay, well, it kind of seems simplistic to it, but guys, that's really what it is. All of you, that's what it is, right? Embracing those things that I talked about, right? So we'll do a quick review on everything real quick, right? Embracing those, sorry, let me bring this back up again to make sure I'm understanding. Embracing that what you do matters. Embracing that there's going to be a learning curve, and that there will be obstacles and resistance, but then that's how we get better, okay? And then embracing the principle of business owner compensation being a value-based compensation model instead of a time-based. And then what do I start focusing on to do that? So that's kind of the things that I'm just embracing, so that I don't let those things kind of get in my head and chase me away. Then I'm focusing on what as a brand new coach? Well, I'm focusing on taking care of myself. That I'm my own best customer. That I'm in a group. That I'm participating in a group, and that I'm actually then I have a group to invite to. I probably didn't mention that, but I should have, right? But I've got something there. But I'm taking care of myself. Okay. And we talked about that, doing complete programs, actively participating in groups, etc. The next thing I would focus on is doing the vital behaviors, okay? We gave you the tools, right? Specifically the Success Club System Tracker that's broken down into the vital behaviors, okay? And has trainings for those. You can find those on the Champions page in the Units section, or in the Coach Office in the Training tab, where it says Success Club System, okay? You can focus on that. But doing those vital behaviors, that's my daily to-do. That's where the rubber hits the road. This is where the learning curve takes place, right? And we provided you with trainings to help you if you need it with those things. But that's the daily work of coaching that takes place there. Then I want to make sure that I'm sharing and promoting my total solution. Now, not everyone's going to want it. We want to meet people where they're at, but at least I'm sharing and talking about, and I'm a passionate advocate for our total solution of nutrition plus fitness plus support as being the way that we know people will get results. Finally, the last 2 are that I'm starting to really focus on providing value on social media, right? And to my network on social media in real life. That I'm doing little things. Some of the suggestions, and they're on the Success Club System Tracker, but it's meal preps, it's workout moves, it's health tips, it's things like that. And if you're struggling with that, go to the Beachbody blog, Beachbody On Demand /blog. Tons of recipes, tons of ideas, tons of things that you can just share in there directly, or even better, that you can read through, get your takeaways, and then share that content with your group. But great resource material in the blog. And then the 5th one is just to make sure you start to learn how you earn compensation as a coach. So you understand that you can set some financial goals for yourself, for your business, and understand how to get there. To learn that, again, go into the Coach Office. In the training section, there is a tab that says compensation plan. All the trainings that you'll need will be in there. Now look, again, I know there's a lot of things to focus on. There's a lot of things to do, but I know you can do it. And it's funny thing is, when we talk about the recognition pieces of this, hitting Success Club, finding, coaches who want to work the business, all these kind of things, it's an interesting thing that those outcomes happen as a result of doing these things consistently. Okay? Those outcomes happen as a result of doing these things consistently. And so don't get so caught up and so focused on those outcomes at the expense of doing the things that I've just talked about that will produce those outcomes. Okay? There's no shortcuts. There's no secret that nobody's telling you. It's just being consistent and getting through those things. So thank you guys for tuning in. I know it went a little bit longer than I wanted, but I just some things that I want to share with you. I don't know if it was better with or without the PowerPoint, but I know I enjoyed not having to click through a PowerPoint. So I hope you all do well. If you have any questions or anything, just go ahead and put them in the comments and tag me, and I will get to it as soon as I can. So have a great holiday weekend, you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.